Hello.
I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
Thought I had taken off the password, but no.
Busy day yesterday for Pentecost.
And say that again?
Did you have a busy Pentecost?
I did have a very busy Pentecost. Yes. I was told we were going on a 5-mile hike that turned into like an 11-mile hike up Old Rag, which is the most difficult hike in Shenandoah. So
Surprise.
it was great, but yeah, a little bit more than I thought I was getting myself into.
So they didn't factor in the trip back. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Deceptive.
Never trust. Well, I don't know. Yes. All right. So everyone, I'm really sorry about the test. Now available to be taken, but yeah.
Is there a time that needs to be taken by today?
No, because it's my fault. So I mean, if you can take it today, so I can take it tomorrow, so we at least can make sure that module 2 is actually okay. Before we're at least more than halfway through. Module 3, you know.
Yeah.
But.
Okay, because I work during the week, the second half of the day, so it's like it'll get done as soon as possible.
Okay. Great. Are there any questions about Unit 9, which you just did? Clearly, we're not having a test today because I didn't tell you what to prepare. I mean, a quiz. So, no quiz.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm thinking, why don't we spend some time working through your English to Latin? Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I just generally, I guess I felt pretty lost through the exercise. I mean, some of them I had some clear, moments, but when we did the Latin to English, I think I only got half of them done. So
the Latin to English or the English to Latin?
The Latin to English.
Okay.
Exercise 1.
Okay. And exercise 2 was better?
Yeah, strangely, that was better.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's start with exercise 1.
Okay.
So 24 through 30. So at this point, at this level of difficulty, you need to start by figuring out the construction is, and figure out what's the roadmap through this sentence, and then start figuring out what does it mean. But if you start with the first word and just try to translate each word and hold all this in your memory and be trying to figure out, like, where does this all belong? I think you're gonna get confused. But if you first try to figure out what's the main clause, what sort of subordinate clauses do I have? How do those relate? Okay. Then I can translate the main clause, make sure that makes sense, and then the line. Corey, do you want to start?
So this is one of them I did not do.
Okay.
But I don't mind going through it. Okay, so let's see here. So they praise.
Laudant, good. Main verb.
Yeah, laudant. So they praise. See, and then I'm confused because is this a we have a superlative next to a comparative? Is that?
Mm. Yeah, but it's a superlative what?
What is that? Greatest praise?
Adverb. Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's a superlative adverb.
greatly. So.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
Oh, I just got that one wrong.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not just, it's very greatly, right? It's a superlative.
Okay, so they very greatly praise.
Mm-hmm.
Qui, so those with diligence.
Well, so qui means
Okay.
who, right?
Oh yeah, sorry.
They have to
Yeah,
praise someone in the accusative case, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So wait, if it's in the accusative case, how is it qui?
Well, qui isn't, but in the main clause, they
Oh.
have to praise somebody, and then we can learn more about that somebody with our relative
Mm-hmm.
clause qui.
And is that where that comparative comes in?
Yeah, mayores. Yeah.
Okay, so they very greatly praise. I forget what that means. It's like major or
Yeah. So if you're a minor, you're smaller. If you're a major,
mm-hmm.
you're
Greater.
greater. So mayor is
Okay.
greater or greater in a temporal sense, meaning older.
Oh, I see.
So the elders are the mayores, right? They're temporally greater.
Okay. So they more greatly praise the elders.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would be who?
Mm-hmm.
Qui. Who with the diligence?
Yeah, who with diligence.
With
But why don't you
diligence.
find the main verb of the qui clause?
Yeah,
Who
sorry. So
verbed.
geserunt.
And then
Ges
geserunt. Yeah.
geserunt.
Mm-hmm.
Which is to wage.
Wage, conduct.
Conduct.
Yeah.
Okay, so who conduct with diligence?
Now, but you have to conduct something, right?
Yeah, who conduct the state?
Is that accusative?
No, that's ablative, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Pro
accus-
republica is the
Oh,
prepositional
okay. So I
phrase.
got the preposition. So the accusative would be there, the say.
Say, which does not mean there.
Oh,
It's a pronoun.
yeah, it's a reflexive pronoun, right?
Yeah, there isn't a reflexive adjective.
So to them.
Pronoun. They conducted say.
It.
Themselves,
Oh,
right? It
themselves.
refers back to they. They conducted themselves.
Yeah. With diligence.
Mm-hmm.
And then before the state.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. People have questions about that? No.
No.
Nathan?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Will you take number 25?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, he said that he read very easily the books that you had sent.
Okay. So tell me about legise.
Isn't that read? To read?
Yeah, parse it.
Like he said. It's the perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So he read, he read.
The perfect what?
Perfect present, or sorry, perfect active indicative.
Not indicative.
Oh, that's subjunctive.
Nope.
So it's passive then.
Nope, it's active. It's perfect and active. That form, legise,
Oh, is it the? Oh, it's the infinitive.
is the infinitive. Good.
It's infinitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a perfect active infinitive.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Indirect statement.
Oh, so he said that.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I've had two.
So if it's perfect, when did it happen? When did it happen?
It happened prior to it.
Yes. So he was saying that what?
He was saying that he had read.
Yes.
Had to read. Had to read.
No. Had to read implies necessity. We don't want any sense of necessity.
But if it's a infinitive, doesn't there have to be a to? Doesn't that mean like had to read?
It means to have read. But in English, we do not say he was saying himself to have read.
Okay.
We don't use accusative infinitive construction for our indirect statement.
Gotcha.
We use that plus a nominative and a indicative.
Okay.
Good. Rachel, 26?
Oh, was that all of 25?
Yeah.
He
said that he had read most easily the books which you had sent.
Okay. Okay, so this was rough. We'll see what it is.
Okay.
To understand, or not to understand, love is much more difficult of himself than hate.
Where's of himself?
The CB is the,
yeah,
that's dative, not genitive. Okay.
Good.
To himself, for himself.
Yeah, much more difficult for himself.
To him. Okay.
Now, suplex intellexi, I don't think we really translated those.
So suplex is like humble or like supplicant. So like,
yeah, a suppliant. The suppliant.
Okay. Oh, okay. And then the suppliant understood. That's perfect. Active indicative. And then amorem, because essays. So the way I read it was like essay was an infinitive, or is it a different construction of love?
I didn't hear the first few words of your sentence, so I can't follow it.
Okay. So I read essay like an infinitive, but now I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. So the supplicant understood
that
love, which is in the accusative, that love is. So I had more difficult there of himself than hate.
Not of himself.
Or for himself.
And you probably want to take multo with difficiliorum when you translate. So love, much more difficult for him than hatred. For man.
Okay. Okay.
And then the essay you could translate as was, because he understood that love was, means he understood, quote, love is a lot more difficult for me than hatred.
Okay, because it's in the present
Yes.
infinitive because it's happening at the same time, but the same time that's happening is in the past.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Corey, number 27.
Yeah. Um, so this is another one I had difficulty with.
Okay. Okay.
So
One thing to know, maybe, is similus, as your dictionary says, takes either a genitive or a dative. It's similar to something always in
Okay.
English with a dative-ish, but in Latin it can be similar of something. It means the same thing.
okay. So nothing.
Mhm.
Nothing is. Yeah. See, this is weird. So I got. There's death and
Yes.
there's life, and they're being compared.
Okay, but so quam will tell us the comparison, but let's not get there
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
So-
So nothing is
Is-
to death.
Now, yes, okay, to death.
Or of death.
Yes. Tom simile.
Okay. Yeah, Tom simile. So that's like so as. I'm sorry.
No, so Tom is so, just so.
Oh, Tom is so. Okay. And then similus is or simile is like, right?
Yeah, like or similar.
So nothing is so similar to death
Good.
as
Quam. As life. Sine
With-
salute.
without health, without money, without great enthusiasm.
Vorrerum bonarum.
Bonarum. So that would be of. I'm not sure what that is. Of the good things,
Yeah, of good things.
or in. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is, I
These-
suppose, a very materialistic person or something. I mean, right, nothing is so similar to death than life without health, money, and
Right.
caring about stuff. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so is that clear? It seems like you did that fairly easily, but
I think I just when I'm by myself, I don't have the confidence to I don't know, put it together in a coherent way, I guess.
yeah.
I like doubt myself in it every time I start to write it out. I don't know.
All right. Nathan?
Okay.
Death frees the very dear soul from the body.
Yes. So how would you explain corpore?
That's the ablative of separation.
Okay, good. Rachel?
Okay. So this one. Actually, I feel like it's going to be this one for most of them because I'm kind of like, I did them, but then I'm really not sure. So with all.
So why don't you just read through this first and tell me the construction. What's going on? So why don't you read it in Latin?
Okay. So cum omnibus tuis laudibus haec mea opinione est maxima sapientia tua civis, metu, solvit, quo, magnopere, atque, ditutius,
Diutius.
diutius teriti sunt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think it's the colon that's throwing me off. But
Okay, well, just pretend it's two different sentences.
okay. So is it with
So what's the main clause in Latin in the first sentence?
I want to say the first one, but there's no verb there.
Yeah, cum
Like-
omnibus tuis laudibus is just a prepositional phrase. And then mea opinione is just an ablative phrase.
So
So haec est maxima. That's the main clause.
okay. Okay.
And then in the second, oh, go ahead.
How would you know that like haec and est maxima? Or I guess they agree, don't they? And don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And mea opinione hopefully is set off in commas.
Okay.
Tell you haec goes with est maxima. And then in the next clause sentence after the people,
Okay.
what's the main clause?
The sapientia tua cives metu solvit.
Good. And then quo maniopere atque diotius teriti sunt is a what?
It's like who did. I'm really not sure what it's called, but it's
Well, what is quo? What kind of word is it?
like who. So it's
A relative pronoun. So
yes.
This is a relative clause.
Okay.
Yeah. And especially like if you anchor yourself with what's the main clause, then if you get a little confused in the relative, at least you can say, well, I know what the main stuff is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then.
Okay. So if we're talking about the first one, so haec this is, and then maxima is, I have that as feminine ablative singular, but that.
Well, there's no macron over it, so I don't know why that would be ablative.
Yeah. Haec could be nominative or feminine. Feminine nominative plural or
Singular.
singular.
Hi, without the C is the plural. Haec is singular.
Or neuter nominative plural is haec.
Yep, okay. But we have est.
So it's singular. Yeah. Okay, so feminine nominative singular. So this is
Haec est maxima.
This is most the greatest.
This is the greatest thing, whatever what we're talking about. Okay. Now let's figure out what that means. Cum omnibus tuis laudibus haec est maxima.
So this is the greatest thing with so omnibus laudibus is both it could be any gender and then dative or ablative plural.
But since, well, it can't be any gender because laudibus has a specific gender. It's feminine.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. And then we have cum introducing it, right?
Yes. So that puts it in ablative.
Cum omnibus is tuis ablative?
shoot, I have the second or preposition.
It's tu'usaun. It's a 2-1-2 adjective.
Oh, okay. It doesn't have. Does it have a macron? Did I write that wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
It does have a
Mhm.
macron. Okay. So yeah. Yes.
Yes. So omnibus, tuis, laudibus are all feminine, ablative, and plural.
Okay. So, with all your opinions
Laus,
are praises.
praises. Yes.
So with all your praises, so this is the greatest.
Yes.
With all your praises.
So something like, among all your reasons for a claim, this is the greatest.
Okay, so could you say with all your reasons for praise?
Yeah.
My opinion. This is
Now,
the
what
greatest.
case? Yeah, what case is mea opinione?
Mea is I don't have it off the top of my head.
It's ablative, mea opinione. So
Okay.
something like, well, how would you translate just a floating ablative?
Okay. So with, for, by.
Yeah. So
So
or
my.
in.
Oh, in my opinion. Okay.
Yes. Mea
So-
opinione. In my opinion,
Uh-huh.
with all your amongst all your merits or something,
Okay.
this is the greatest.
This is the greatest.
Okay, now we need to figure out what is the thing that is the best, the most glorious thing this person would do.
This one, I felt a little better on the second half of
Okay.
this one.
Okay.
So I had wisdom freed your citizens from fear, which greatly and for a rather long time had terrified them.
Close.
Okay. Okay.
Tua? What gender number in case is Tua?
Tua is feminine. Nominative singular.
Yep. So it can't agree with QS, right?
Okay.
You said you are citizens.
Okay. So singular. And then citizens is plural.
Mhm.
And it's third declension, and then it's so it can be nominative or accusative.
Yeah, so QS is right. The only thing that was a little wiggly was Tua, right? What does that agree
Okay.
with?
Oh, what is your wisdom?
Yeah, your
Freed
wisdom freed
citizens.
these citizens from fear. Now you said fear,
Okay.
which terrified them for a long time, but teriti sunt is what word
It
voice.
terrifies. They aren't afraid.
They were terrified, right?
Yeah.
Teriti sunt. So by which, quo, they were greatly and for a long time terrified.
Okay. Okay. So
Someday you will be able to make passives into active. But it's not this day.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corey, number 30?
Yeah, so I was a little confused about this one, but
Okay.
especially the first sentence in particular. So I had something like a good opinion is safer than money to man.
Good, except hominum. What case is that?
I thought it was accusative, singular.
Yeah, but the lexical entry is not hominus.
Is it neuter? Oh, no, it's
It's not hominus sapiens, right?
is it humble?
No, you got the right word.
Oh.
What do we call? What's our species or whatever we call that. Something sapiens.
Homo sapien.
Homo sapiens, yeah. Homo hominis. So hominum.
So for the human race, or
What? It's not ablative
yeah.
plural. What is it?
So I guess it would be
Hominum. Third declension.
nominative. No.
No, that would be homines. Homo
Homines,
hominis, homini, hominem, homine. Nope, none of the six.
So it's genitive.
It's genitive plural.
Plural.
So bono opinio hominum.
A good opinion of man.
Yes, the good opinion of men is
Oh yes.
is safer than money.
For money without wise counsel, is lost.
Saipe is not wise.
No, it's
Saipe.
what is
An
it?
adverb.
It's an adverb.
Often.
Often.
Mhm.
So, for money without counsel is often lost.
Yeah. Money is often lost. Sine concilio, sort of, I don't know, at random. But sine concilio doesn't mean, it means, yeah, it's hard to convey. But yes, literally without counsel.
Okay. Whereas fame
Mhm.
lives always for us or with us.
With, yes.
Yeah.
With us in our midst. Yeah. So fame is better than money. Because
Okay.
the stock markets can crash, but fame can be eternal. Basically.
Okay.
It's a very Roman sentiment. Um, okay, you take the next one, which is 32.
Yeah. I got the first part of it, but I had a little trouble when I got to quote. So
Okay, why don't you just read it in Latin first?
Sure. Cognovimus, viros, liberos, vitam, difficilimam, agere quod illis opus est studio et diligentia, quibus rem republicam bene gerant. Okay. So I got the first part, and it's we know that free men conduct a very difficult life, but I just got completely lost after that.
All right, so what is quod?
It's which.
Yeah, it could be a relative pronoun, which.
Yeah.
But
So that's why.
so what we need an antecedent that is what?
The matches in gender, number, and case.
Only two.
Oh yeah, because the case goes to the next one.
Good.
Goes to the next one.
Good,
Yeah,
exactly.
gender
So
and
only
number.
gender and number.
Yeah.
So we need a neuter singular antecedent, right?
Yeah.
Is there a neuter singular word in the previous sentence?
Neuter singular word. Is vitam? Life?
Vita, vitae?
Yeah. Oh no, that's it's not neuter.
No, it's not neuter. Definitely.
I mean, then I don't know.
Yeah. Then actually, there isn't one.
There's none.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we do? Cool. Right? It doesn't have an antecedent. So maybe it's not a relative pronoun.
Oh no.
Oh no. Does anyone remember what
Do
this word
this.
is? You learned it before you learned relative pronouns.
Because?
Because.
Okay.
You'll see that a lot.
That's a trick question.
Well, he said it wasn't relative, so I was just leading him through. I didn't suggest it was a relative.
That's good.
But I mean, quote, really, it could be because it could be a relative, and you have to tackle that every time you encounter it.
So it could also be because?
Yes.
Okay. Must have forgotten that.
Because. Yep. All right. Because why do they lead very difficult lives? Well, because Elis opus est, and this is an idiom.
So I know that Elis is they.
To them, right? It's
to them,
dative.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's there. So to them. And I feel like is opus est something like need, like there's a need or something like that.
Yes, it is.
I'm looking it up. There is need of. So
yes.
they.
What was that?
I just looked in the index in the back.
Okay.
But it's chapter 7 or unit 7.
Okay.
Yeah, unit 7.
Yeah.
So they are in need of enthusiasm and diligence.
Now, look at this note. Quibus is the same as ut his, and it introduces a clause of purpose. So pretend quibus is ut his.
Ut his.
Ut his rem publicam bene gerant.
So his is which?
No, here
that's that. This. Yes, this. So let's see. So this.
Well, with these, right? It's ablative plural. With these, so that with these, gerant rem publicam bene.
With these, they are with these.
Yeah.
They can wage conduct. Okay, so with these, they conduct the state well.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with these they conduct the state well. Okay.
Yeah. Opus est is an idiom.
So it's
There's
Elis.
need. Yeah.
Okay.
So, where did the with these come? Oh, sorry. Finish.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
With these was ut his. So his is the ablative.
Okay. So. Oh, it's okay. So his is ablative. Okay. Okay, I got that.
Okay. Other questions about that? That was a tricky sentence.
Yeah, that was a bit tricky.
Rachel?
Okay, so for this one, I have he is able to possess nothing better than a good friend.
Oh, very close.
Okay.
Except teneri.
Is that the infix? No.
No. It's an infinitive, but it's not the infinitive you translated it as.
Did I get just the vocab word wrong? No. Or no, it's different infinitive. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the tense and voice that you got.
So the infinite. So. Oh, present passive. Infinitive. So he is able to have been.
To be had or held.
To be held. Nothing better
So
than
you
a good
can't-
friend.
Yeah, so nihil can't be the object, can't be the direct object, right?
Okay,
Because
because it's passive.
passive can't have direct objects. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So then, if it's not accusative, it must be what?
A nominative.
Yeah.
So nothing is able to have been, or to, so the passive to have been held.
To be had. Yes. Nothing
To be
better
had.
can be had.
Okay. Nothing better can be had
Nothing
than a good friend.
better is able to be had than a good friend. Good. So amico bono, what would be the syntax of it, right? The form is ablative, masculine, singular, noun, and adjective.
Mhm.
What's the syntax?
Would that be nothing is better than a good friend? I want to say an ablative of possession, but then I think that's dative of possession, which wouldn't
Yeah.
work. Ablative. So, the than instead of quam, it's the ablative.
Mhm.
I forgot what that is technically called.
Well, what kind of word is it with? Comparative. It's the ablative of
comparison.
Comparison.
Okay.
Corey? How about
Yeah, so this one I got, we ought to discuss the best plans in life if we shall desire to live very easily.
Close. We will ought, which is sounds horrible in English.
Mhm.
We can say we ought and just understand the futurish sense.
Okay.
You said discuss.
Yeah.
So although sure could be extended to discuss, but it has to take a direct object.
Okay. So, to lead,
Yeah. And what's the direct object?
vitam,
Yes.
to lead life.
Then conciliis optimis.
With the best plans
Yes.
or the best counsel.
The best advice. Yeah.
Advice.
So we ought to lead life according to the best advice, or something like that. If we want to live, now you said as easily as possible. The construction is right, just the vocab is wrong. Facilime would be as easily as possible. Felicissime is happy as possible. Yeah.
Happy. Okay.
So the name Felix, right, means a happy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Is felicitas, which just means happiness.
So it's as happily as possible. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Questions? Okay. Nathan?
What number?
39?
39. Oh, okay. Our most beloved author said, and I got a little confused here at the quote. So I got something like, "Wise men, word is enough."
Okay.
but I don't know.
Tell me about sapienti.
So that'd be why it's wise, just like to be wise,
Yeah.
but you can assume men afterwards of the like free men.
Yeah, it's a substantive adjective.
Substantive adjective, that's the word.
What gender number in case is it?
It's masculine, plural, second, or accused, or sorry, nominative.
So, what's the lexical entry?
Men, wise men.
The lexical entry means the dictionary entry, and the lexical entry is sapiens sapientis.
Okay.
So, what declension is it?
Sapiens.
Sapiens sapientis.
Oh, that means it's first declension then. No, it's fourth declension. Third. Ooh, how is oos?
The is genitive ending. Oos is fourth.
Oh, you said is.
Yeah, sapientis.
They said okay. Sorry, they said sapientus. Okay.
So if it's a third declension adjective, what is sapienti?
That is dative.
Yes.
So then that's to or from, or
to or
for.
Yeah.
Oh, so
and it's,
for a wise man, or wise. Oh, so it's singular though. So for a wise man.
Verbum sat est.
A word is enough.
Exactly.
Okay.
For a wise man, a word is enough.
Yeah, I just thought it was. For some reason I saw it that it was in the nominative because it was like.
Yeah.
Because it was the subject of the. That'd be like the subject, so it'd be the nominative, so that'd be plural. Second declension, or second declension. Yeah. So, all right.
So, has anyone heard this phrase before?
No.
So, I think you may have, because it was shortened to verbum sapienti, and then it was translated, and we say a word to the wise.
Oh.
Oh.
Nice.
What we mean, we're saying a word to the wise is enough. And it's a little bit ironic, because if you don't know actually what it means, then it's not enough. But if you're wise and you studied Latin, yeah, a word to the wise. Verbum sapienti sat est. Wise man only needs a word. Okay, I think this is Virgil, but I don't really know. Just a guess, and also I think they like Virgil, and so he might be their most beloved author. But he's definitely my most beloved author. But I don't know for sure. Okay, Rachel, you take.
Okay, I only. Okay, so if the cruelest author, founder thing,
Hostis, enemy.
Okay, and then host or guest is another.
Hospes. So
like
hospitality is how you treat a guest, not an enemy.
Okay, so if
hostility is the quality of having an enemy.
So I wasn't sure if it was supposed to say, so if he, she, it saw the cruelest enemy, or if the cruelest enemy.
Well, what case is hostem crudelissimum?
The crudelissimum is the superlative, but then so that would be third declension accusative.
Yeah, so if it's
they're not doing the saying.
It's not, yeah.
It's the subject of being seen. If he sees the cruelest host, or sorry, the cruelest enemy. And then this part, the second part, I was a little, so I guess like decent.
Decent.
And then the ise and the nt, would that make it, so that's an infinitive.
No, the kekadise without any personal ending is the infinitive. Kekadecent is a tense of the subjunctive.
Okay, so
just like redeset. Redisa is an infinitive. Redeset is a tense of the subjunctive.
Okay, so then it would be kid decent. To go, or not to go,
to fall,
to like move.
Fall.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Fall.
Fall. Okay.
This is Kato, not Kato. Kato is to go. Kato is to fall.
So weapons fall, and then that's ablative from singular from his hand.
Yes. Okay. And this is a condition. What sort of condition is this, people? Do you remember conditions?
These are more vivid.
Anyone? Well, first of all, what tense do we have of the subjunctive? Anyone?
It's the pluperfect.
Pluperfect subjunctive.
Yeah.
Which means we have what condition?
Is it past contrary to fact?
Yeah. Okay, so it's past contrary to fact. Rachel, can you translate again?
Okay, so past contrary to fact. So if the cruelest,
if he had
seen the cruelest enemy, weapons would have fallen from his hand.
Yes, his weapons would have fallen from his hand.
Okay.
Great. Okay. Corey?
So I was kind of confused about the first clause here.
Okay.
Is this a time construction? Because I don't see anything in the nominative case.
So prius Roma, post et ex Italia go together. The main clause is regem saiorum cives feculerunt. Maybe that will help.
Okay, so they drove the king. So previously, they drove the king.
Well, don't take prius yet. What are you going to do with cives?
What am I going to do with what?
Cives, the third word in the sentence.
QAs. Oh, see. Yeah, so that's I thought that was in the accusative.
It could be accusative, but we
It
already
could
have
also be
regem
nominative.
saiorum. And we have
Okay, is that an I
plural
stem? Third declension? Oh, it is. So the citizens
The citizens feculerunt.
drove out the king.
Yes, and what kind of king was he?
The rather savage king. Out of Rome.
Prius.
Or into Rome.
First out of Rome. No, you're right.
Oh, okay. So first out of Rome, citizens drove the rather savage king.
Yes, but we should actually take the citizens drove the rather savage king first out of Rome, post ex Italia.
And afterwards out of Italy.
Exactly. And I sort of glossed over et What are we going to do with that?
Well, it's
Because it's not
conjunction,
et post
isn't it?
ex.
no.
No, actually. Et is often a conjunction, but it's also something else. If you learned that in the first chapter.
Yeah.
Because if it were et post et Italia, then it would be a conjunction. First out of Italy and next out of, first out of Rome and next out of Italy. But it's post et ex Italia.
And also.
Yeah, et also or even.
Also, okay, even. Okay.
All afterwards, even out of Italy.
Okay.
Good. And then, Nathan, you take the last one.
So I had a little trouble with this one again because of the quote, but now I see that it doesn't match with the number and gender with anything in there, so it's probably because. So I got the first two words. He is praised much, and then because. He's praised much because life. So that's David. Okay, so it's because life is fortified. It's ablative of means by the councils of wise men.
By what? I just didn't hear you.
By the councils of wise men.
Good. Okay.
Because that's ablative of councils is ablative of agent, right?
Means. Yeah.
Means.
Close. We just say agent is a person. Means is the same.
Yeah. I said yeah. All right.
All right. Good. How do you feel? Better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we do some of exercise 2? I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, we can do
that.
Let's make a Google Doc. I make sure we work together. Did everyone get to all of these sentences?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just the first one. It was a little incomplete.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually do this first. I probably shouldn't, but I usually do this first and then the Latin to English.
Hmm.
Because I get tired, and I know this is one that you actually see, so I want to make sure I finish that before I get too tired, and then if I miss something on the one we go over and we talk about it. So
Can y'all hear me okay still?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my
Well,
computer's sorry, my computer's like freaking out. So I think I'm gonna have to like exit out and come back on to get to the Google Doc.
Okay.
Okay.
Can Corey and Nathan, can you two see the Google Doc?
I cannot.
No.
It's weird. I just
Wait, you
shared
mean
it
Oh, no,
with
yeah,
in our email?
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, you
Yep,
got
got
it
it,
now?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nathan, why don't you do number 1? And Corey, you put out number 3. And then Rachel do the 2 shorter ones.
Okay. Just write our answers.
Mhm.
Okay.
Should be able to copy paste.
Okay.
Okay, you back?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you put up answers to 2 and 4?
Yeah.
And you should be able to copy paste.
Oh, okay.
And you can type it all, but it will be much faster.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Corey, would you walk us through number 1?
That was me.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I see.
Oh, now
Um,
Corey is visible to me. Can you all see him?
Yes, I can see him.
what was that?
I can't see you. I don't know. But
I can
I
see.
can hear you. So, Okay. Well,
Let's see.
that's just my issue. But we don't really need to see each other. We can just look at this dog. Okay. So yeah, Corey, will you walk us through the translation?
Yeah.
What else
So
did you think of it?
so right here, the rather humble. That seems right to me. Um, the rather humble guest, who we got Kui here. Um, what exactly do you want me to do?
Yeah. So,
Just
for
see
example,
if.
number 5, I would say at this very time he would very easily have overcome the brave soldiers if his rather heavy arms had not fallen from his hand. So, okay, what I see is at this time, an expression of time, and then the rest of it is a condition. It's a past contrary. The fact he would have overcome is the verb in the hypothesis, very easily a superlative adverb, the brave soldier's direct object. If, okay, this is the predecessor, if his rather heavy arms, the subject, had not fallen, verb, also past contrary to fact, and then from his very strong hands, a superlative adjective, and an ablative of separation. Something like that. And then go through and say, yep, the sentence that is up there, which has not been
Okay.
translated, so I can't go through corresponds to these things.
Okay. So I see a few clauses here. Should I break it down in the clauses?
Yeah. Yes. Lovely.
All right. So right here we have our first clause, which introduces our subject. And then Qui initiates another clause, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the clause right there. So we got Qui is also our subject, referring back to our first clause, the humble guest. Let's see. Then we have the verb, which is right here, actually. And
Adverbs, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our dative of agent.
Ablative of agent, but
Or
yes.
sorry, ablative of agent. Or yeah. Which would be the inhabitants, the out of their mind inhabitants,
Mm-hmm.
demented inhabitants in the middle of the town. And then we have our new clause, uh, where we have would there be two clauses here, or is that just one long clause, or is
Uh,
the ut esset salutant, is
yes.
that another
Yes.
clause? Okay,
Yes.
so
So we
uh,
gotta finish our main clause still because we just have the
yeah, so our
subject.
main clause is right here, beginning with the humble guest, and then he had see he had to fortify the temple.
Good. The rather humble guest had to fortify the temple. That's the main clause.
Hmm. And then our subclause is our in order that he might be safe.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of
Um,
subordinate clauses then?
right there. That is a purpose clause.
Great. Okay. Really good.
Yeah. Don't know what else to say.
Okay, so go through
Here's
and
our
make
direct
sure
object.
all the tenses are
Okay.
good.
Uh, let's see. Optimus. It looks right to me.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Well, we have one spelling error and two grammatical errors. So, Rachel, do you see anything?
So Um, um,
Is Tementus, is that, it's written here as a third declension. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
And then let's go
Oh,
on
it
to
is.
this. Yeah. First, ubre is not a word. Urbe is the right word.
Oh, Ubris.
Oh.
I think.
Not such thing.
Ubra.
Urbe is a city. Why is it in media urbe? Saying it's wrong. I just want to know why that's right.
It's a location, so it should be in the ablative, right? There's not like a motion. There's no action.
No. Yeah. In plus the ablative.
Yeah.
If you encountered that just randomly in media urbe, well, how would you translate that?
In the middle city.
In the middle city. Yeah. So this is an idiom. We talk about a middle as if it were something. And Latin talks about the middle city.
Okay.
In the middle city.
It's like
In the middle of
downtown,
the city.
then you have middle city.
Yeah. Middle city. Midtown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Optimus. This is for everyone. What gender number? What is that? Optimus.
That would be a fourth principal part. So that would be a participle, and that would be
No, this is a superlative
no, it's superlative.
adjective.
Okay.
Optimus. Bonus. Major. Optimus.
Best.
Yeah. Okay, so what kind of word is it?
It's superlative.
A superlative what?
It's quam plus the superlative.
Okay, yep, I agree, but Optimus is what kind of word? Is it a noun? No. Is it a verb? No. What is it?
An adjective.
Yeah, an adjective, a superlative adjective. And what gender numbered case is it?
It's nominative. It's nominative. It's nominative singular.
Nominative masculine.
Masculine
Masculine nominative.
Yeah.
Okay, so quam optimus means
As best as, or as
yeah, as
as
best
well
as
as.
possible. As best as possible.
Yeah.
And optimus, okay, it's an adjective. What is it agreeing with?
The temple.
No, because templum is neuter accusative.
Mm-hmm.
What's the nominative that it?
Oh wait, no,
it
it's would have to be the rather humble guest.
Yes, it would have to be the rather humble guest who is, as best as possible,
Right.
had to fortify the temple. But we
So
don't want to say that. We don't want him to be as best as possible. What do we want? And we don't want he had to fortify the best possible temple. We want it to modify the temple. What do we want it to be?
So you want it to be accusative, singular, temple.
No, I just said we don't want it to agree with temple because then it would have to be he would have to fortify the best possible temple, and that's not what it says.
No.
Rachel, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. You just looked frozen.
Oh.
I don't know then, because I thought it would be with I wasn't sure between the temple or the
Yeah.
the guy or the or the guest, but I guess it's neither of them.
It's neither. So what is it? What should it be? What should be as best as possible?
The fortifying?
Yes, the fortifying, which means how do we make the fortifying as good as possible?
The fortifying is in the infinitive. So I don't know.
So it's a verb, right?
Right.
How do you modify a verb?
An
Adverb.
adverb.
An adverb, yes. So not quam optimus, but quam. How do you make an adverb from a 2-1-2 adjective?
Adverb with a 2-1-2 adjective. I don't remember.
Anyone remember?
No.
E with a macron. Optime. Felicissime. There's a lot of adverbs. Facilime. Yeah.
Oh, is it adverbs in their comparison? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Quam optime. And then ut esset salutam, right, is so that he might be, salutam isn't even Latin, I don't, safe. We want, salutam looks like it's a noun that hasn't been defined correctly. But we want an adjective, right?
Oh, I said of you. I put it somewhere that he might be of safety. That's kind of what I was trying to.
Of safety would be salutatis, but I think tutus is just fine. Safe. That's it. Good. Okay.
So how did you get tutus then?
It's an adjective that means safe.
So you don't need to decline it. You just.
Well, you do need to decline it, but he is the subject of esset, and so he is masculine nominative singular, and so you decline it to tutus.
So he is safe. Would that be No, never mind. All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Nathan, can you walk us through number 2?
Yeah. So it is said that gossip is a much more evil thing than cruel war.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first part right here because there's a that.
Mm-hmm.
This would be. So it is said this would be in the past. Looks like it's in the active, but it should be in the passive.
Mm-hmm.
So I put detour.
Dequitur? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Dequitur, or also you could say decunt, which means they say.
Oh, okay.
You're allowed to do that in Latin.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Then we got rumor, and so I was a little confused because I know like gossip and rumors, it's like interchangeable. So I put like gossip. I put rumor. I put it like in plural. Like rumors is the same thing as like gossip.
Okay.
So I did something like rumores. Yeah.
Okay.
Rumores, and then you have the infinitive essay. I mean, you put the I put the essay. I put essay after rumores.
Okay.
Because it
doesn't really matter, right?
Doesn't matter. Oh, okay. So it is, and because you put an infinitive, because it's the indirect statement.
Mm-hmm.
I got okay. So much more evil is don't know why, but I got multos malos. I gotta think it over real quick because malos.
So malos would be evil. Well, malas would be evil. But we want more evil.
Well, isn't it much more evil? So wouldn't you want multos in front of that?
Well, we'll talk about the much
Okay.
in a little bit. We just want to start with more evil.
Okay, so that's malos.
Nope, that's just evil. We want the comparison. More evil. Anyone know more evil?
Malior.
Yeah, it should be Malior, but it's not because this is one of our irregular ones on page 151.
So it'd be a Pior.
Peor.
Peor.
Yeah, but it has to agree with rumores.
So. Peores?
Peores. Okay. And now how do we say much more evil?
Multiordes.
So what is much telling us? There's not a lot of evils, right? Multas or something like that would be many. They are many evils. But it's not that. They are much more evil, so they are evil. They are more evil.
So would it be magnum?
Well, let's just think about grammatically what's happening, and then we can think of that.
Okay.
What is much telling you?
That it's greater.
It's answering what question?
How many? Or
Well, it's not how many, right?
yeah, you're right.
It's a degree.
How big?
Yes, degree. How much? To what extent is gossip more evil than war? A little bit or a lot bit? So if it's degree, we need to use an ablative of degree of difference, which is multo. They are more evil by a lot.
Okay.
And then van cruel war.
Quam saevium bellum.
Yeah, so that's fine, but crudeli bello is also fine. So quam saevum bellum, so you can use quam with nominative or crudeli bello, the ablative comparison. Either is fine. Okay. Rachel, could you walk us through number 3?
Yes, I'm not sure how good this will be.
Okay.
So, number 3. King's very healthy brother feels that the constellations are brighter than the fires in the streets of this city. So you have to start off with so if this is going to say the healthy brother of the king, which is what I think it's trying to say, and that would have to be genitive. So that of the king works, and the healthy brother of the king. Wouldn't this have to be a nominative? Because it's the subject that feels the healthy brother of the king.
Yeah.
The song. I'm not sure what the principal parts are on that one. Not principal parts. So
sanus aum is the healthy, and then sanior would be more healthy. Sanissimus aum would be very healthy.
Okay.
So sannissimus is masculine.
How is that very
Singular
healthy?
nominative. It's the superlative, so healthiest, or we can
Okay.
also translate superlatives as
So
very,
very healthy. Okay. So, very healthy brother of the king. Okay.
Mhm.
Feels. Um, that should be singular, not plural.
Good.
So sentiet.
Yeah, but that's a future. I don't know why we have a future right here.
Okay.
What tense do we want?
Just without the macron. Because it's
Well,
still
what tense? Yeah, what tense do we want?
third person singular, but I thought we just wanted like present.
Yeah, we do. That's the tense we want. Yeah.
Present indicative.
And how do you form the present?
The present stem and then your ending.
Yeah,
Well,
so
vowels
sen.
and ending.
Yeah. And what's the vowel for the fourth conjugation?
Just I.
Yeah. So it is
Sent it.
sent it. Good.
Okay. Feels that solutions are brighter than in these. So of the city, these. Yes, that's correct. I think that's correct from there on out.
Good.
Okay.
Yep, it is. Yep, really good.
Okay.
I
You
don't
could
know
do
why I did
Ines
that.
and
The future tense. I don't know why I did that.
you know, man is a mystery unto himself. And then the last one, these soldiers are much better in strength than those. Okay, so what's the main clause? What is the core of this sentence? You can reduce this sentence down to its shortest form. What would that be? Anyone?
These soldiers are better than those.
Yeah. Soldiers are better than those.
Okay.
Yeah. So soldiers are better. Sunt, they are. Soldiers, is that right? Do we have this right? No, what do we need? This is for everyone.
S.
Milites, good. Soldiers are milites, sunt. Better?
Melioris?
Melior is, yes, for Melior means better, and we need to agree with milites.
Wait, can we explain?
Yes.
So, multibus is, I guess, many.
Well, we're not ready.
Okay. But meliores is better, and then what are they better than? These soldiers are better, so better than soldiers. So then it's
not better than soldiers are better. These soldiers are better than those, right?
yeah. So those
soldiers
soldiers are in the
object of comparison.
So be I don't know.
Okay, so the soldiers are the subject. They're masculine, nominative,
Yeah.
plural. Sunt is the verb. And it's a linking verb, so we need the adjective better to agree in gender number in case of milites.
Okay.
And it's melior, melius. So it's the third declension, so the genitive, dative, etc. So melioris is masculine, plural, nominative.
So if it's nominative, it is matching with these soldiers, or agreeing in gender number in case with these soldiers.
Exactly.
Okay, what did I have? Oh, I think just like the much better and all this confuses me because then I go and I like look for the word much, but then like it really just means that it's comparative, and that's where I get messed
much
up.
we haven't dealt with yet. We do need a word for much. Okay,
but
so
in the
these
earlier
soldiers,
one, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we did.
We had
Okay.
much, multo prelores. They are worse, they're much worse. Multo prelores.
Okay.
And so they are worse by much, like by a lot.
Okay.
It's an ablative degree of difference. Okay, so these soldiers are better than those. Com ilos, is that right?
Then
What is the rule for using quam? What case follows quam? Sort of a trick question.
It's ablative, isn't it?
It's whatever case the first thing that you're comparing it to was.
So milites.
oh,
Yeah, so milites was nominative.
so Ili.
Ili. You could also just do Elise without the quam, right? And do an ablative of comparison.
Okay.
Okay. And then we've just got two more things. We've got an ablative of specification. How are they better? Well, in strength, because we were boost and fine. And then they're much better, an adverb. Ablative of degree of difference will be multiple. These soldiers are better by a lot in respect to strength than those. Clear-ish?
Yeah.
Rachel?
No, not at all, but
Okay. Not at all?
so like the Ili matches the soldier, and then okay, so can you like translate that like the most literal English way possible?
Yeah. So these soldiers, he milites sunt, are multo meliores. Better by a lot.
Okay.
Veribus in respect to their strength, quam illi than those.
Okay. That makes sense, but I look like multo, or just like it's better. Okay.
Multo is the much, and it's sort of an adverb in English, I think. And in Latin, we use an ablative of degree of difference. So we're using very different constructions.
I think I just don't know like the English grammar behind this. So like it's making the Latin like a lot more confusing.
So
But
yeah, my question with multo is, so it's like by a lot. So then that's okay, because I thought that multo would want to match with meliores in terms of gender, number.
Yeah, but then that would be many. Would be many soldiers. So multo is an ablative of multum, which is the neuter form of the adjective, which is being used as a substantive. So multum is a lot, a bunch, a lot, a big thing, but not really a thing. A big degree, a lot. And so we needed an ablative of that, by a lot.
so what is the multo matching to or agreeing to?
It's not agreeing with anything. It's its own little substantive adjective.
Then why is it multo and not multum if it's not?
Because it has to be in the ablative to express the degree of the difference.
Okay, and then it's declined.
So like if they are fighting a lot, right, that would be multum. But if they're fighting better by a lot, that's the ablative, so you need multo.
So that's because it's comparative, then it's like declined ablative third declension.
It's second declension.
Second.
Multo.
I thought comparatives were declined.
So it's not a comparative. That multus is just a positive, a lot. It's not more. It's an ablative of degree of difference that's accompanying the comparative. Meliores.
Okay.
Meliores is the comparative. They are not just good, but they are better. But we want to explain how much better. We say, well, by a lot. By a lot.
Okay.
They're better by a lot. By this much, by that much. Whatever.
So, but you couldn't use just, so if you, so much, like multum, if you didn't have the better there, it would be a lot. Or
yeah, here it's also a lot. They are a lot better.
Okay.
But we mean they are better by a lot.
Okay.
All right, I think we should take a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's come back in 10 minutes.
Okay. Are we going to do 5 as well, or are we going to move on to something else?
I was thinking we could move on to something else, but if we need to.
No, I think that's fine. I was just going to make room.
Yeah, no. Rachel, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I can't see you, but I can hear you and see everybody else.
I can't see you or Corey. So
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can see me. Yeah. So I'm going to exit out because I think it's probably my problem. And then join again. Let's see.
Okay, I can see you now.
Haha! I can see you too. All right.
Now I can't see you.
Really?
Oh no.
Yeah. I'll try logging out real quick.
Okay.
Oh gosh, it's going to happen again.
Computers, they're great, but also not. How's
All right,
that?
I can see everybody.
Great.
Cool.
Okay. I think part of our problem may be that much is both a sort of functions as a pronoun, right? It's an adjective that can be used as a pronoun in English, as well as an adverb. So
I'm sorry, I can't see you now.
me?
Yeah, did you put a slide up?
Nope, I haven't done anything.
Okay,
Can you both see
I'll
me?
be right.
I can see you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
It's like a circus. Rachel, you're gonna have to get off next, just so you know.
No, no. I finally got it working.
No, well, you already got off once, so maybe you can
Yeah.
do it once.
I've done my due diligence.
Exactly. Okay. Corey, how's that?
That's better.
Okay.
I just feel like it's whack. Someone else is going to get it now.
Knock on wood.
Fingers crossed. So a lot is actually doesn't really solve the problem because you can use a lot in the same way. So you can say that was much more difficult, or there was much discussion. You can also say that was a lot more difficult than I expected, or there was a lot of discussion. But if you use very fancy words like considerably, you will see that was considerably more difficult. Makes sense. There was considerably discussion. Doesn't make sense. Okay. So considerably, right, is the adverb that we render by an ablative of degree of difference in Latin. So that was considerably more difficult. That was much more difficult. Okay, that much is the ablative of degree of difference, molto. There was much discussion, considerably discussion. It means there was a lot of discussion. There was a large amount of discussion. So multum is there functioning as a pronoun. There was a large amount, multum, and then of discussion would be in the genitive case. Yeah? Rachel?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't see you, but that's
Wait, you can't see me?
Well, I'm pretty sure you're frozen because you're not moving at all, even when you speak.
Oh no.
So.
Can everyone
Oh,
hear?
well.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
Yeah,
cool then.
Yeah, I mean, no, don't make faces and expect us to follow them.
Okay.
Okay. So does that maybe help a little with much difficulty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying translate much rather than translating it a lot, translate it considerably?
To check if considerably works, then you can use an ablative of degree of difference.
Okay.
It means by a lot, by a considerable amount, right?
Okay.
So the soldiers are considerably better in strength. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so
Okay.
use molto. Much time was lost. Considerably time was lost. Nope, doesn't make any sense. Don't use molto.
Okay. So if you would say much time was lost, what would you use then, since you wouldn't use molto?
You actually use multum,
Okay.
so which is a nominative.
Okay.
Much of time, a large bit of time was lost.
Okay.
Okay. More questions? Are we okay with that?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I guess we will dive into Unit 10. I will hopefully pull up, and this will not ruin anybody's internets. So, yeah. I'm going to be daring and share it with you, but if it doesn't work, I'm going to share my screen. If it doesn't work, then it's not working.
Yep, I see it.
Great, wonderful. Okay, so Unit 10, we're going to learn the syntax of the ablative absolute, some irregular adjectives, and the irregular verb pharaoh. Okay, so it's a fairly easy chapter. And just as we start, I'm going to stop us. Because before we delve into ablative absolutes, I want to double check that we are super clear on participles, use of participles. So, Corey, could you use a present participle and have it be nominative in English? You don't have to kind of get this in Latin before. So just create a sentence. It can be as dumb as you want. And I cannot hear you at all, although I can see your lips moving. Other people hear you.
Oh, that's my bad. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, the participating students drove to class.
Okay, great. The students drove to class. What kind of students? The participating students drove to class. And you could also say the students who were participating, if you're translating that from Latin into English. Yeah, but the participating students drove to class. Nathan, could you use a present participle as a direct object?
As a present participle, as a direct object. You can use it with the direct object.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking, yeah. You can use it with, like.
Yeah, I mean, you could also use it as a substantive. Right? That's always possible.
Like the man talked to the man talked to the yelling woman.
Okay, yeah, that would be an indirect object, but
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
yeah, the man tried to calm the yelling woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that would be a direct object. Okay, good. Rachel, could you use an present participle as an ablative of agent, as an agent?
As an agent.
Mhm.
Agent. Five. So what's doing it? Yes.
Good. I know. I'm not asking theoretically. This can
I'm
all
sitting
be
here like
done
trying to like form a sentence in my head, but like
in one. But will you please?
okay. So he's sitting with or
So to have an agent, we need a passive
okay.
verb, right?
Yeah. He had sat with
That's still, you can't be sitting. Sitting can't be done passively.
oh right. So he was seen
Mm-hmm.
by the running woman.
Good. He was seen by the running woman.
And that's data of agent, right? The passive periphrastic.
Ablative. It's not a passive periphrastic. It's just a regular passive voice.
Well, there is a data. Oh, yeah, I'm confusing. But there is a data. Isn't there a dative of agent with passive periphrastic?
There's a dative of agent. Yep, it's a passive periphrastic. But normally with normal passives, use an ablative of agent.
Yeah.
Okay. Tori, can you use a present active participle modifying what would be an ablative of comparison?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yes, use a present participle and modify an ablative of comparison. I mean, do it in English, but something after that in English.
Okay. No. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I
And so
can't think.
she was happier than.
Oh, I see. She was happier than the celebrating ninjas.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Nathan, can you use a perfect passive participle as a subject word, modifying a subject?
The having been killed man was lying there. I don't know.
Okay, yes.
Or the man who, or how about this? The man who has been killed was lying there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Both of those are great. Well, not great, but Rachel, can you use a perfect passive participle as or modifying a direct object?
Modify a direct object. Perfect passive participle. So the having been modifying a direct object.
Yeah.
So the I'm sorry, I'm confused. But if it's a passive participle,
The participle is passive. The main verb can be active.
Okay. The
So make an active sentence.
the I'm just really confused with modifying direct objects, even though that's
Yeah. Okay, so like I saw the cake. There we go. Right, now we have a direct object.
okay. The cake that you
What kind of cake?
I saw the participle
Having been.
eaten cake.
Okay, I don't know how you saw something that was eaten, but yes.
Having
Yeah,
been
Grammatically.
partially eaten.
Partially.
Okay, the partially having been eaten cake. Yes. I saw the having been frosted cake. I saw the
That works
whatever.
better.
Yes. Exactly.
The having been baked cake.
Okay,
That's
lovely. Corey, can you do a perfect passive participle with an indirect?
With an indirect object.
Mm-hmm.
So I threw the ball to the having been professional. I don't know the. Yeah. Okay. So I threw. No. I don't know.
Okay, so what can happen to people? Threw the ball to the having been chosen
Player.
player.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so this seems a little silly, but the point of this is just to remind us that participles are just very complex, interesting adjectives, right? They can agree with any sort of noun in any sort of construction in a sentence, right? Yes. Direct objects, yes. But anything else, any oblique case, right? They can be dative of, ablative of separation. They can be dative of possession. Right? You can modify any sort of thing. These are just really special adjectives. Okay. Questions about that? Or is that you're solid with that?
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Rachel, you're gonna have to say stuff instead of nodding your head.
Yes.
If you're nodding your head, I can't see anything.
Forgot about that.
It's okay. Okay, so now we'll go. We could have done that with future participles. I just felt like we didn't need to do everything, but we realized the about to be frosted cake was whatever, you know. Okay, so ablative absolute. The ablative absolute is a noun phrase. It consists at its core of a noun and a participle that agrees with it. Okay, so it's a noun and an adjective that's always a participial adjective. And both the noun and the participle are in the ablative case. The phrase has no grammatical connection, however, to the rest of the sentence. It's not an ablative of agent, it's not an ablative of degree of difference, not an ablative of comparison. It's just an ablative that's sort of floating off, grammatically unmoored for the rest of the sentence. Now, I have italicized grammatically because when I first taught this, I said that, but I did not sufficiently emphasize the fact that it was grammatical. And so people thought it was also unrelated to the rest of the sentence in terms of meaning, which of course it isn't. Just grammatically, it doesn't have any grammatical ties to the rest of the sentence. So absolute is from ab plus solvo solvere, which means to tie. So it is untied grammatically from the rest of the sentence. You can't say, oh, well, see, that's how that's, the agent, because it's a passive verb. It doesn't have these connections that all the other things have. Okay. So in English, we have a nominative absolute, actually, which is a noun phrase of a noun and a participle that agrees with it, both in the nominative case, with no grammatical connection to the rest of the sentence. You're probably like, what? Really? But yes, we do. God willing, right? Grammatically unrelated to I will arrive on time. Logically not, but God willing. Okay, God, subject, willing, participle, and then we're done, right? That's just a little noun phrase that's floating out there. All things being equal, I'd rather not go, right? Grammatically, you can't explain the relationship between all things, right? All things are not the subject, they're not the direct object, they're not the indirect object, they're just floating out there with a participle, all things being equal. All told, we wrote 1,000 pages. Okay, so again, you see, it's not logically unrelated, but it's grammatically unrelated to the rest of the sentence. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. And these phrases, these absolute phrases, are often indicating circumstances. Right? Under the circumstance of God being willing, I will arrive on time. With the circumstance of all things being equal, if that's the circumstance, then I'd rather not go. Okay. So in Latin, we don't have a nominative absolute, we have an ablative. So the noun and the participle go into the ablative case. And often they'll be separated by a comma because they're just floating unmoored out there in the sentence. Concilio accepto, cives operim forti per muliebant. So the main clause, the citizens were fortifying their town resolutely. And then concilio accepto, with the advice having been received. Advice having been accepted, the citizens were fortifying their towns. Strong town. Sapiente interfecto, rux crudeliter rexit. Nathan, could you translate that?
I will try.
Okay, translate the main clause.
So, the king rules cruelly.
Cruelly.
Cruelly. Yeah. So the king rules cruelly.
Yep. And then sapiente interfecto.
Something wisdom kills.
So
wisdom.
Sapiens is a wise, and so here it's the wise man. And you translate a participle with the noun verbing or with the noun having been verbed, depending on what sort of participle is. So with the sapiente.
With the wise man dead.
Yes, having been killed.
Oh, having been killed. So with the wise man having been killed, the king rules crueler.
Ruled cruelly.
Ruled cruelly.
Yeah.
Okay. Ruled cruelly. Okay, I see.
Corey, will you take the next one?
Yeah. So, supplix, is that the supplicant?
Yep.
Okay. So, the supplicant shines on the temple? Or?
Fugit, no. Fugit, he
Oh,
shone.
Fugit.
Fugit, he fled.
Fled?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so the supplicant fled to the temple, and then it would be saying these things.
Not saying these things because that would be Deacon's type, right? He's saying these things. Here we have an ablative absolute, so that it's not grammatically related. The dictis is modifying the he's. And you want to say with noun verbing or with noun having been verbed. You can also do futures, but it happens less often, so we'll just not.
So with saying these
With these things, dictis.
being said,
Perfect passive.
having been said.
With these things having been said, the suppliant fled the temple. Yeah. Rachel, how about the next one?
Okay, so the ablative absolute, I guess, has moved to the end of the sentence for this. So never. Ready.
Ready, so that's re plus eo, ire, itus.
Say that one more time.
The irregular verb eo, ire.
Okay.
And then there's re, which means back. But you can't, if you say reo, it's really hard, so you have to say redeo. So the prefix gets a D added in.
Okay. So the
What's EE?
the perfect
Yeah.
perfect stem. No, it's not.
Just an I would be the perfect stem. EE is the third principal part. So
the third principal. Okay, which I guess the perfect stem is made from. But
yes, exactly.
okay, so right the what did you say the ray was like?
Back.
Okay.
So if you return, you turn back.
Okay, so they went or I went back.
Yes, I went back. Numquam. I never went back.
Okay, so I never went back into my province.
Good. And then mea perdita, all in the ablative. So start with, and then the noun, and then the participle.
With me.
Not me.
My.
My. Re.
Return. Back. Return.
No, okay, so this isn't a prefix. This is reis rei, the fifth declension.
So that's like thing or affair.
Yes. With my thing.
Destroyed.
Having been destroyed.
Okay. With my thing having been destroyed, I never returned to my province.
Yes. And what do we think this thing is in this context?
House?
Yeah, house, property, possessions.
Okay.
Something like that. Okay. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Latin has, well, I was going to say one big deficiency. It has several deficiencies. One major deficiency for philosophy, especially Greek philosophy, is it doesn't have a present participle for the verb to be. You can't say being, which is incredibly difficult if you want to do Platonic philosophy or Aristotelian philosophy, because all you talk about is essence and being and whatever. And eventually the medievalists got tired of it and created But the Romans didn't have it. But they knew they should have. Or at least they understood the concept of what that would be. So sometimes you have a ablative absolute with just two nouns, and there's no participle. And what you have to do is supply the participle being, because they knew, theoretically, they understood what that would be, even though they didn't have it in their language. They're working around without using it. So Pompeo Duce is really Pompeo being the Duce, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't have a word for being, so they couldn't have it in their sentence. So Pompeo Duce, with Pompey being the leader, Nautai Romani piratas opuniaverunt, the Roman sailors attacked the pirates. So there you go. There's a great story about Caesar. I mean, it's not great. It's pretty typical for Caesar. He was kidnapped by pirates, and he said they would regret it. And they're like, yeah, whatever. And then he hunted them down and crucified them all. So they did regret it.
Yeah.
Don't get on the wrong side. Okay. Is that all fairly clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then let's look on page 169. Because like all participles of ablative absolute phrases can be translated as independent clauses. So you can translate them as clause beginning with when, because, if, or although. So of those examples that we just had, when Pompey was leader, the Roman soldiers attacked the pirates, sailors, whatever. Or because Pompey was the leader, the general, the Roman sailors attacked the pirates, etc. So when, since, although, or if, can all render a participle. So page 169. Let's translate the first few just literally. Corey, restart.
Is this exercise one?
Drill one.
Okay.
Hostibus oppressis 169.
Okay. So hostibus oppressis. So I'm sorry. Oppressis.
So start with the noun, and then participling, or having been participled, or about to participle, or about to be participled.
Yeah. I'm blanking on oppressis.
Yeah, it's very, you can just use the English term for it.
Okay. So the oppressing hosts. So
what kind of participle do you have? We're gonna go very literal for now.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not recognizing.
Oppressus. So if it's oppressis, and that's ablative, it must be oppressus. That must be.
Oh, right.
Nominative.
So, yeah, nominative. So this would be a perfect passive.
Good.
So although.
We'll just Just do the with. Yeah, for now.
So, with the having been oppressed guests.
So we don't want to say with the having been oppressed enemies, because that sounds like along with them. We say with the enemies having been oppressed, that tells you the condition. With the enemies having been overwhelmed, peace was restored to the city.
Okay.
Nathan? Again, we're going to translate very literally the with, right? It's not very lovely English, but it will help us solidify.
With desiring. No, that's opter.
Opus operis.
Work. Okay.
Yes.
With work, perfecto.
Mm-hmm.
That is that's knowing or to know.
Not quite. What's facio facere?
Okay. Blanking.
The factory is where you make stuff. So facio is to make.
To make. Yeah.
And if you pair means intent is an intensifier or a completer. So something that is made all the way.
So all the way.
Thoroughly made or thus finished.
Okay.
So with the work.
With the work finished.
So translate that literally.
With the work having been made.
Yes, having been completed, having been finished.
Okay, yeah. With the work having been completed. Okay.
Yeah. So if you ever hear my magnum opus, it means my big work. Magnum opus. Yeah.
Okay.
Or opus blah 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 for musicians. Opus 42. I don't know. If you hear composers, opus 42, it means work number 42. Their composition number 42. Which leads me to the best mistake about Latin. Opera means the works of someone. So opera homeri is the work which will have the works of Homer. And one of my friends who's a musician found a rather expensive Greek textbook with the works of Homer in it in the music session because someone saw opera and stuck it in with music. So and so she bought it for me at a reduced price. Opera, but opera I'm sure means work, right? Opera. Okay. Rachel, how about number 3?
Yeah. So that's a present active participle. And that's overcome.
Mm-hmm.
So with fear being overcome or overcoming fear. Sorry, say that one more time.
Okay. So not having been overcome, that would be a perfect passive participle.
Right. Okay, so the overcoming.
Yeah. Yes. So with fear overcoming.
Okay. With fear overcoming.
So with fear getting the upper hand, she choked and didn't perform or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. So you want to make sure when you're translating these, you do with noun and then participle. Because if you do it the other way around, you may come up with something that doesn't mean the same thing. And do you remember what I told you about when we were talking about what it meant for a participle to be active versus passive? Who who is the subject that we're concerned about that will make it active versus passive?
The noun.
The noun it modifies, right? It has no relation to the subject of the main verb. Yeah, the noun it modifies is the subject. And so if the participle is active, then the noun it modifies is doing the action, or did the action, or had the action done to it. If the noun is passive, then the noun it modifies, had the action done to it. So then when you translate these into more complex sentences, you need to make sure that the noun is the subject of these sentences. So postibus oppressis, after, take that noun and make it the subject, the enemy had been oppressed. Opere perfecto, although the work had been completed, the artisan was still unhappy. Although fear was overcoming, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then we're gonna skip number 4 and do 5, 6, and 7, then go back to number 4. So Corey, when you translate number 5, using one of, first translate it literally and then use when, since, although, or if.
Okay, so with the falling empire or authority?
Well, let's say with the empire falling, because that gives us
that's right. So
and not
with
accompaniment.
no participle. So
yeah,
with the empire falling.
and now a more elegant translation.
When the empire had fallen.
Well, it's a present participle.
When the empire was falling.
Something else happened that was contemporaneous with it, or when the empire is falling.
Or although the empire is falling.
Yes, I am still loyal. Yes. Nathan, number 6.
With the allies killing.
What kind of participle?
Isn't it present? Or no. It's it's a perfect passive. So with the killed allies.
With the noun and then the participle.
With the allies killed.
With the allies having been killed.
With the allies having been killed. Okay.
Okay, now you can make it smoother.
The allies having been killed. When the allies were with.
When the allies.
No. Or yes.
Yeah. So with the allies having been killed, we gave up the war.
The allies.
Okay. So when the allies
were killed.
Had been killed or were killed. Yeah, we gave up the war.
Okay.
Yeah. Rachel, number 7.
Okay. So it's a perfect passive participle. With the danger having been set aside.
Yes, exactly.
So although the danger was set aside or something.
Nevertheless, we were still terrified. Something like that. Yep. Good. Okay, now we're going to go back and do somewhat more complex ones. Okay, so we'll do 4 and then 2 others. Corey? So you have to figure out where's the noun and what is the ablative noun and ablative participle in number 4?
Yeah, so I think the noun is king.
Regibus, yeah.
Yeah, and he's liberated the citizens.
So regibus and liberantibus. It is ablative, but they're ablative plural, just to be clear.
Yeah. Okay. So because the kings.
So let's just do it very literally first. With the kings.
With the kings, that would be liberating the citizens from servitude.
Exactly.
Okay.
With the kings liberating the citizens from servitude, restored to the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because the kings were liberating the citizens from servitude.
Good.
Dot, dot, dot. Okay.
Okay. And you see, so we have regibus and liberantibus. That's the ablative absolute. But participles are verbal, so they can take direct objects, which is what QS is. It's a direct object of liberantibus. And servitute is an ablative of separation. I'm going along there. Rachel, did you have something to say?
You just explained it.
Okay. Good. Nathan, how about number 8?
So with the city, that's passive participle. So with the invaded city,
with the city, yeah, I want it very literally. And how what's a very literal?
By
have the participles next. With the city having.
Okay, the city having been invaded by enemies.
Good. With the city having been invaded by enemies.
Okay.
Good. And then a smoother translation.
When the city was invaded by enemies.
Good. All right. And then Rachel, number
9. Okay. So I'm not sure about the last word in that.
Magister. Magistri.
Oh, I'm sorry. For some reason, I was looking at number 10. Okay. So with istro is that would be a perfect passive.
No.
No. Okay, it's not a present.
No. What's the word?
No, and then teacher, right?
Say that again.
Like the first.
Yeah. Socius.
Oh, allies.
Ally. So ally.
And not to know. Okay.
Ally and teacher. So they're both what? What kind of words are those?
Those are nouns.
Okay. And what do we need?
And then and if there are two, so the with the allies being teachers, or the ally being
a teacher, singular.
A teacher.
Yes, good. Okay. Exactly. So we have an ablative absolute with no participle, and that's because we don't have participle for the verb to be yet. We will have it in about a millennium, but right now, back in whatever 10 BC, we don't have it. Good. So then we won't do this whole exercise, but you look and see, you can rewrite these whole subordinate clauses in Latin as ablative absolutes. So, postquam oppidum arsum est, after the city was burned, the soldiers left. Okay, but you could just say, with this town, not city, town, having been burned. So, oppido arso milites discaserunt. With the town having been burned, which then you can expand to after the town was burned. Number 2, if Marcus will be the teacher, we will win. So Marco magistro, with Marcus as the teacher, we will win. And likewise, all of these temporal, conditional, causal, concessive clauses can be written as ablative absolutes. And Latin authors love ablative absolutes. I feel like pretty much every other sentence if not more. And Caesar has the applet of absolute. And Tacitus, it feels like almost every sentence has an applet of absolute. So this is something we need to get very familiar with. Okay. And then one last topic for today. There are a few adjectives. I don't have any slides about these, but if you look on page 164, there are a few adjectives, 9 in total, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yes, that decline like pronouns. They have a genitive singular in IUS and a dative in I, and then the rest of the forms are like 2-on-2 adjectives. So it's just good to know that these 9 adjectives just want to be like pronouns. And perhaps it is that they often are pronouns, right? The other person, neither, one, they often are used as pronouns. So note that. And then the last topic is the irregular verb ferro, ferre, tuli, latus. Okay, and this has the weirdest principal parts in Latin, I think. In Greek, you have freaky principal parts like this all the time. But in Latin, they're mostly a little bit more contained. There's no reason why you should go from ferro to tuli, right? It's just there. So you gotta remember ferro, ferre, tuli, latus, right? None of ferro, ferre begin with F, then T, and then L. It's a mess. So basically, it's a third conjugation that loses its I, right? It should be ferro, ferris, ferret, ferinus, feritis, ferunt, but it's ferro, fers, fert, ferinus, fertis, ferunt. It's present indicative. And then present passive indicative, again, loses its I's. Ferro, not feritus, but feris, not feritur, but fertur. Ferimur, ferimini, feruntur. And then the imperatives, fer, ferte. The passive imperative, of course, looks like the infinitive, so ferre, and then ferimini. And those are its irregular forms. The rest of the time, it acts just like a third conjugation verb. So, what does fer mean?
Carry.
Yeah, carry, and then ferte.
You all carry.
Be carried.
Carry, and then ferre is be carried, and ferimini is y'all be carried. Okay. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So then let's do and ferro ferre means to carry. It also has an intellectual sense, meaning he is said or considered. So normally will be the physical sense and literal sense, but sometimes it has an intellectual sense. Okay. Let's go to drill number 4 in unit 10, which is page 170. Rachel, you start us off.
Okay. So pueros scribentes vidi. Does it want me to translate or just like explain the participles.
Well, I'd like you to translate first.
Okay. So with boys, writing, and then weedy of men.
Weary
Of.
would be of men. Weedy is a verb.
Okay.
Weedy, I saw.
Oh, seeing. Okay, so I saw. So just be I saw boys writing,
Yeah.
but an ablative absolute.
Is this an
Although,
ablative absolute?
although.
Is
No.
pueros or scribentes ablative, first of all?
No.
No. They're accusative. They're the direct object. They are grammatically related to the rest of the sentence.
Okay.
So this is back to reminding us that just because we can do interesting things with ablative absolutes doesn't mean suddenly that we can only use participles in an ablative absolute.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw the writing boys. I saw the boys who were writing. I saw the boys when they were writing. I saw the boys although they were writing. Right? You can do all those things and use participles in grammatically related, you know, in the main clause. Okay. Nathan?
Okay. So the men departing and or the men
Where's departing?
isn't discerunt? Discerunt?
Discedere does mean to depart, but what form is that?
I thought it was just passive and active.
Mm-hmm.
I thought just active, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the men departed.
Yes.
Okay, so the men departed to conquer.
Superati? What is that?
And departed. So that's superati. Is that a participle?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The perfect passive participle, superatus.
Oh, okay, yeah. So perfect passive. The man departed to.
Don't say to, because to is not how you translate a
the
perfect
man
passive
departed
participle.
Departed.
So a perfect passive participle.
Having been conquered in war.
Exactly. So who is having been conquered?
The men.
The men, right? Men are masculine nominative. Plural, superati, masculine nominative plural. So the men having been conquered in war, departed.
Okay, the men having been conquered in war, departed.
So the participle, right, is modifying the subject. We have no ablative absolute, right? Superati goes with men whose subject, who are grammatically related to the rest of the sentence.
Okay.
Okay. Corey, number 3.
Yeah. The soldier was attacking.
Punyaturus. What kind of participle is that?
Oh,
not punya, but he was attacking.
He was being attacked.
No, punyaturus.
No.
That you are.
Oh, future. Yeah, future. You are. Okay. So, he will attack.
He was punyaturus. About to attack.
Oh, he was about to attack.
So this is Periphrastic. So if you have a future participle with the verb to be, you just translate them. He was about to attend.
I always get confused when the form to be is behind the verb for some reason. Because in my notes, I think I have it as the participle and then the form of to be.
So normally the verb goes at the end, but the verb to be is a pretty weak word, and you don't want your sentence to just limply end. So very often you do not end a sentence with the verb to be. It's just a sort of, it's not a very strong ending, and we like things to be strong and not.
Sure. Okay.
Rachel, number 4.
Okay, so poet. So legens is a present active participle. To lego. So to read.
Legere means to read. Yes, legens means reading.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were saying that I had like the wrong.
No, sorry. I just
okay.
wasn't sure whether you were just saying the general translation or the translation of that form. So.
Okay. So reading. So sub under. I was Kylo. I am no.
Nope.
That's not a verb.
This is Kylo. Celestial.
The heaven.
Yeah, or sky.
Yeah. The poet reading under the sky. Looked. Sidera.
Looked at the Sidera.
Oh, at the stars. So the A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Sidu Sideres. It's a third neuter. Good. So even though the sub Kylo legens is set off by commas, it still doesn't make it ablative absolute, right? It's just modifying poet. So what kind of poet was he? Well, he was the reading under the sky poet. Nathan, number 5.
The girl is having to read these books.
Lectura is a future active, and there's no sense of obligation. It's just future. The girl is
reading those books.
That's present.
No, is the girl is going to read those books.
Exactly. These books, mostly.
These books, yeah, these books.
The girl is about to read these books.
So that is the participle, though, right? That is the future. Okay, future.
Yeah, it's a future, though. So she is about to read. Future, going to.
Okay, and had would be passive. Future passive. Future passive. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Corey, number 6.
Yeah. I'm confused because it looks like opera. Is that a second principal part?
No, this is opus operis. Opus.
So I completed my work, or I complete my work.
So confecto is not conficio, I complete, but from confectus aum.
Confectus. Oh, I do my work.
If it's coming from confectus aum, the fourth principal part, what form is it?
Confectus. Well, this is ablative, right?
Yes. And what kind of word is it?
It's a participle.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a perfect passive
Okay,
participle
Yeah, and what is confectus?
is con plus ficio. It's all like perfectio. It means completed. To complete.
Completed. Yeah.
So perfect,
Okay,
something
so
that is perfect is completed.
so yeah, completing the work.
Is that completing? That would be a present active participle, right? So it's a perfect passive participle. And what case did you say it was in?
Oh, it's perfect passive. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I said it was ablative.
Yeah, and opere is in what case?
Oh, is that a nominative?
No, it's
No.
opus operis, so a third declension meter, not I stem.
So it'd be accusative.
No,
Ablative.
ablative. So we have an ablative noun and an ablative participle,
So,
which means we have
with the work having been completed.
exactly an ablative absolute. With the work having been completed, we are domomesis.
The man.
The men.
Yeah, the men. Oh yeah, the men were sent home.
Exactly.
Okay.
So grammatically unrelated, right? With the work having been completed, and then we're sent home. Good. Rachel, number 7.
So, in the middle of the night, venerunt, to come imperfect.
Not perfect.
Perfect?
Not when ye bond they were coming imperfect, but venerunt they came.
Okay. So they came, or the allies came.
Ad socium cannot be found.
Okay. So that has to be accusative. So they came toward the allies
Just one
carrying
ally.
letters.
Good.
Or the ally carrying letters.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's enough for today. You feeling okay?
Yeah, I think once I
Okay.
study it,
I think so.
So there's not a lot to do this unit, you can see, right? Thoroughfare, you should learn. Yep, okay. Adjectives with genitive singular and IUS. Okay, look those over. But we don't have a lot to do because the ablative absolute is so extremely important. It would seem like this is a sort of weird construction. Why would you ever want to use it? But it's super efficient, right? If you can take out postquam literae nisi sunt and say literis nisis, right? You have the number of words you have to use. And Latin is very pro efficiency, so we use it a lot. So make sure you're really comfortable with it. So tomorrow's quiz, we'll just do vocab from units 9 and 10. Just make sure you learn those. Yeah. No, you need to take a test. You have a lot to do. We won't take a quiz tomorrow. We'll skip it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I guess.
You say so.
Make sure you do still learn the vocab because it could be on the next test, right? Don't be like, oh shoot, I don't have to learn any of those words, right? Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you.
See you.
Bye.